It was a time of civil war. Cities burned and the fields ran red with the blood of battle. For 100 years, warring houses fought for control of Japan. That's when the sword from heaven came, streaking through the sky with a trail of purple flame. It was like nothing the warriors or wise men had seen before. Crashing into the mountains, it erupted in fire and death. This was no ordinary meteor, but a black rock that glowed with the power of the gods, Darkstone. At first, the great houses saw this as a gift that could change their fortunes in the war. They collected and forged the Darkstone into weapons and armor for their most trusted samurai. But then, the demons came. The meteor's explosion had ripped open portals to other worlds, from which all manner of creatures emerged. Demons of lore swept through the villages, temples, and fortress strongholds surrounding the mountain, killing all in their path. Within days, several of the most powerful houses fell to the darkness, only to have their armies of samurai rise back up from the dead, a ghastly horde of dishonored warriors. In the chaos, one house stood strong. They had been the first to realize the potential of the Darkstone, and their daimyo warlord had grown mutated and corrupt with power, ordering every soldier in his army to be touched by the magic of the rock. This gave them unnatural strength, but it also began to change them, twisting their limbs into writhing tentacles and making them monstrous soldiers, the Takobake. With his newfound power and madness, the daimyo declared himself shogun. A dark shadow has fallen across the land, but there are still brave warriors ready to stand against the darkness, to challenge the armies of the fallen shogun, and to enter the gates of the Forbidden Fortress.
Shadows of Brimstone, Forbidden Fortress is a fully cooperative dungeon crawl adventure set in feudal Japan. Players take on the role of a group of heroes working together to explore castles and temples that are completely overrun with creatures and demons. All of the players work together as a team against the game itself, and the game is very modular. As you explore the castles and temples, you draw cards from a map deck to see what the next map tile is. These map tiles are always either passages or rooms, and when players find rooms, they place an exploration token on that room that tells you how many encounters you have to overcome, any monsters that are there to fight, and how many exits there are leading out of that room. When we started working on a new core set for Shadows of Brimstone, we wanted to explore a new setting, the land of the rising sun.
Forbidden Fortress is set in the Sengoku era of Japan, which was the age of turbulence. Japan was under a 500-year civil war, and warlords were battling it out to get control over Japan under a single warlord, a shogun.
The game is set in feudal Japan, and the heroes go on missions, exploring temples and castles that have been overrun by all manner of creatures and demons and unspeakable horror. The samurai warrior is one of the deadliest hand-to-hand fighters in the group, and he has battle tactics, building up fury as he fights enemies and unleashing it as powerful special attacks. The ninja assassin is a master of agility and stealth, and has a variety of different weapons at her disposal. She also gets to choose which clan house she wants to be from when you start the character, and each has a different bonus. The traveling monk is part of an ancient Yamabushi order of monks that live up in the mountains, and they've dedicated their lives to fighting supernatural creatures and threats. The Sorceress is a powerful spellcaster, and she uses Elemental Magik with fire, earth, water, and wind, casting different spells to overcome different challenges. For the enemies, we started with a base of traditional Japanese lore and mythology, but then added in elements of unspeakable horror to bring it into the Shadows of Brimstone world.
Mythological monsters in Japan are called yokai, and there's thousands of them.
Forbidden Fortress is a lot of fun to work on, and these are some of our best miniatures yet.
I think people are really going to love the creatures and the characters that we're developing for this new game.
Ever since I was a kid, I've had a huge interest in Japanese culture and history, and I've always wanted to work on an adventure game set in feudal Japan.
For people that already play Shadows of Brimstone,
Forbidden Fortress adds a ton of cool new materials. For people that are new to the game, this is the perfect time to jump in.
Forbidden Fortress is fully compatible with all of the Shadows of Brimstone core sets and expansions already available. With Shadows of Brimstone Forbidden Fortress, we're about to embark on the next great adventure. We're gearing up. And we hope you'll join us.